Weird.
All right, 4.7, solving systems using matrices. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is a matrix? So a matrix is a rectangular arrangement of numbers in rows and columns, okay? What a matrix does is it eliminates variables. Your variables are no longer there. It's no longer a factor when you're solving. The numbers in a matrix are called elements, okay? The numbers of rows horizontally and the number of columns vertically determine the dimensions. Okay, your dimensions of your matrix are written as row by column. Okay, how I remember is RC cola, which I don't. Yeah.
I don't see this in my notes.
Okay, because you didn't grab the paper also. But this part is not in your notes. I just said we're gonna start, and the part that we started is not gonna be in your notes. Yes. All right, so you remember that it's row by column. So RC cola is how you can remember which order it goes in. All right. Now, this is where your paper starts at. It says, what is a matrix? Well, again, definition, a matrix is a set of group of numbers arranged in a square or rectangular array and closed by two brackets, okay? Notice here, there are not any extra variables besides me pointing out to you that I have A, B, C, D, right? But this right here is a matrix. The first matrix you see right here, this is what we call it's row by column. So how many rows do I have? 1. How many columns do I have? How many columns do I have? 2. I have 2 columns, guys. 2 columns. So this is a 1 by 2 matrix.
How do you? Oh, that makes.
Yeah. Columns, hold things up, go up and down.
Oh, those
rows. You sit in rows. Okay. All right. This right here is a
2 by 3.
2 by 2. I have 2 columns and 2 rows, right? And then here again is a 2 by 2. Okay. Now, what are the properties of a matrix? Properties of a matrix: a specified number of rows and specified number of columns. 2 numbers, rows and columns, describe the dimensions or the size. So what makes matrices beautiful is that they can come in different shapes and sizes. So if you look right here, we have I can have a 3 by 3 matrix, a 2 by 4 matrix, a 1 by 2 matrix. I can have, this is a 3 by 3, this is a 2 by 4, this is a 1 by 2. Depending on what I'm solving, what I'm trying to represent, my matrix can be whether small or big.
So technically it's also, well, not on a graph, like it's also rise and run. So do up and down first and then side side.
If
For like the 2 by 4, 2 and then 4.
Yes, if that makes sense to you, but it's row column. So how many rows, how many columns? We sit in rows, we stand in column stand or stand in whatever. All right, next they're called elements. So the numbers or letters in a matrix are called elements of the matrix, okay? To find the element, you're using, it'll have a subscript here, and that subscript tells you what row and what column to go to. So this is saying, what is element A? So element A is inside of matrix A. Elements are lowercase, matrices are capitalized. So if I'm looking for element A 23, element A 23 means I'm going to go to row 2, column 3, and I'm at what? 8. That's how you read a matrix. Is that doable?
No, not bad. That's the worst thing I've ever.
I know, it's terrible. The horror of it all, right?
Element A13 in matrix X, you're gonna go to row. No, you're gonna go to row 1.
17.
Then you're gonna go to group 3. And you got 17.
There we go. Good job. We can all identify an element. Yay!
That is literally the easiest thing ever.
All right. 81 struggling with identifying an element.
You know, I think
Yeah.
you should stop it right
No?
now.
Okay.
Any water. This is
bromine.
All right. Elements, great. Moving on. Now, you can use a matrix to represent and solve a system of equations without writing the variables, okay? That's the next key role is, on the back, is how are matrices beneficial? So we've been solving systems, right? We've been writing them out. Yesterday was about 3 variable systems. Before we worked with 2 variable systems, correct? All right. So how does that work? Well, there is a way of doing it in Desmos that is in the video that I've already posted. However, there isn't going to be access to Desmos matrices, okay? Because they're just the graph, but not Desmos matrices. So there's no access to Desmos matrices
On the EOY or the
on any of them. Yeah, because they're all in Lockdown browser, and Lockdown only gives you Desmos graphing, not Desmos matrices. Okay. So with that being said, these are the 6 steps that I need you to take a picture of, write around your notes, however you want to do it. But these are the 6 steps that we're going to follow using the TI-84 on your desk. So you should have a calculator on your desk, and we're going to follow these steps to help us solve our matrix. Okay. Remember, you have the skills to solve by hand. Do you have to solve by this method? No, you do not. Okay. It is just the tools and there to help you. Okay. All right. So step 1 is we're going to make sure to reset our calculator just because it's easier to clear out the matrix that way. Step 2 is we're going to open the matrix window. To open our matrix window, we press second x to the -1, and we're going to arrow over twice to edit and press 1. What that does is it gives us our matrix to put in our dimensions. So step 3, we put in the dimensions of our matrix. Remember, your dimensions are going to always be row by column, row by column, row by column. Okay. Then we're going to input the values. And to input the values, you just press enter and you're going to move through the boxes. Okay. Step 5 is we're going to solve part 1. So to solve part 1, we have to get back to our regular calculator page, which means we're going to press second mode, second x to the -1, and we're going to arrow over.
Do we change it to different numbers or do we just do
You change it to whatever your problem is. We're just going over the steps before we solve.
Okay.
Yeah. Then second x to -1, you're going to arrow over once to math and scroll down to B, R, R, E, F, and press enter. Roof, roof, roof. That's what I used to say too. 6, to solve part 2, you're going to go back to second x to the -1, press 1 to click on the matrix, then press enter. Okay. If there's fractions are needed, then you're going to press math 1, enter. Now, it sounds like a lot just like reading it, but when you go through the motions, it takes all of maybe 2 minutes at max.
What number is the
Okay.
I don't see it.
Just wait till we do a problem, sir.
Oh, there it is.
All right. Okay. So first up, it says here we have, how can you represent the system as a matrix? First, you're going to write the system in standard form. Standard form means that it needs to be in the AX plus BY equals C form. That's your standard form, right? Second, you're going to list out only the coefficients, okay? Only list out the coefficients for each system. Is this the example y'all have?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think I changed it all.
That is. It's fine.
Oh, wait, the first one's the same, and then the second, yeah, very white.
Oh, I switched them around. It's okay. Are we here?
Yeah.
Which one are we on?
X
This one. Sorry, I switched them around in your notes. All right. So again, standard form, AX plus BY equals C. You're going to only list out the coefficients. If a variable is missing, you're going to have to put 0 in its place. So if something is missing, we put a 0. Then we're going to put brackets around it, and we're going to solve it using the calculator. All right, so here we go. So step 1, make sure we're in standard form. Check. Standard form, variables on the left, constants on the right. Step 2 is we're going to list out the coefficients. So my coefficients for the first equation, 2, 1, and my constant is -3. So we have 2, 1, and -3. Okay. And my second row, I have 0, 3, and 5. Why do I have 0? I don't have an X. Something is missing. And if it's missing, I put a 0. Okay. And some textbooks, you may see them draw a line that separates their, bless you, your coefficients from your constant. It doesn't really matter. But the main thing is you're going to put a bracket. And here is your matrix. So you just created a, what kind of matrix?
Yeah, it's gonna show up 2x3.
2 by 3. Good one. Never heard that before while teaching matrix. Never. All right. Okay, now to the calculator. Everyone got their calculator? So I'm going to go to mine, open. I'm going to follow the steps that we said. I'm going to reset my calculator. Second plus 712. It has been reset. Now I'm going to open my matrix window. To open your matrix window, it's going to be second x to the -1. You see how it says matrix above it? Okay, so I press second, x to the -1. I'm gonna arrow 2 times to the right to get to edit. Okay, so repeating what just happened. I open my matrix window, second, x to the -1, and I arrow 2 times to the right to get to edit. Once I'm at edit, I'm gonna open my A matrix. So I'm gonna press A, press 1 to get there. I'm gonna put in my dimensions. What are my dimensions? 2 by 3. So we have a 2 by 3. Once I have the 2 by 3 in, I'm gonna put in the values and hit enter as I input them. Okay, so 2, enter 1, enter -3, enter 0, enter 3, enter 5. So all of my values are put in. Now we have to close out the matrix window. To close out of our matrix window, we're going to press second mode. Again, to close out of our matrix window, we're going to press second mode. So we press second mode. Now we're going to go back to our matrix. This time we want to arrow to the right once to get to math because we're trying to calculate, right? So we now want to calculate the matrix. We're going to scroll down till we get to B that says RREF. What this stands for is reduced row echelon form. Whose? Uh-huh.
What do we do now?
Okay. All right. Did we already click on?
Yeah, I have.
All right.
That.
Now we're going to go back to our matrix window and we're going to click on the one, our 2 by 3 that we created. Do you see your 2 by 3?
Yeah.
We're going to press 1 to get that in there. Or just enter. And now that it has RREF and our matrix that we created, we press enter.
Whoa.
Okay.
God.
When this happens, the 1001, tick, you won, boom. Okay. The ending answers are your solution. That is this. That's your X and Y value.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Stop.
Now, if it asks for a fraction, to get a fraction, you're going to press math, math 1. And it will convert it into a fraction.
Wait, you press what to go back?
Math 1.
Oh, that's easy.
Give me a second, I'm coming to you. All right. So I'm going to write it out, and then I'm going to come around and answer your questions, okay? So my solution is 1, 0, and -7 thirds, 0, 1, and 5 thirds. So what this tells me is that X equals -7 thirds and Y equals 5 thirds. And that would be the solution to my matrix.
I've never been so happy to do some fraction.
Okay. All right. Now I'm coming around for people who may need me. All right. So your turn to try. You're number 2 in your notes. So you guys are going to do this one. I'll be around, walking around to help check, but this is yours. So from start to finish, set up and solve. Okay. All right, guys. So here, again, creating your matrix. So make sure for your matrix, these are cast for the friendly ones, right? So we have 2, 1, and 9. We have 1, -6, and -1. All right. So then we come over here. I'm going to reset. The reason why I do a reset is just it clears everything and I don't have to go through and try to delete or change. And it just seems easier to me. Okay.
Is there
So I'm going to go second, X to the -1 to open my matrix window. I go to edit. I'm going to click on matrix A. I have a 2 by 3. I input my values 2, 1, 9, 1, -6, and -1. Yeah.
No.
I'm going to go back to my main screen. So I'm going to close out this matrix, second mode. And now I'm going to go to second, well, to get to the matrix, X to the -1. This time I'm calculating. So I go over math and I'm going to scroll down until I see.
Oh, that's an interesting word to put on 0.
Cumulative sum.
Oh, okay.
That's what that means, sir. You're not the first either. You know. And there's my matrix that I created. And now I want to know what is the solution to this matrix, okay? This is called reduced row echelon form. So if you were to do this all by hand, which is totally possible, we just don't have time for it. It is called the Gaussian something method. Okay, I have this weird decimal. Do I want that? No, so I'm going to press math, enter, and my fraction should be.
Why'd you press enter?
This is the same thing as pressing math 1 enter. 53 over 13, and we have 0, 1, 11 over 13.
So did I ever tell you how thankful I am that you have your projector screen the way you do? Because there's so many people in the school that have it like half, like a quarter of the screen, like
Oh, yeah.
All right, last one. So to show you that this works with all matrices, this is a 3-variable matrix, right? Do you think any of the steps are going to change?
No,
Yeah.
No, they do not.
they just you have to put in 3 by 3.
Exactly. You now have a not a 3 by 3, but a 3 by 4. Okay, so your matrix is now bigger. So we have 3. I skipped a number. 4, -3, 5, -13.
0.
We have 1, 3, 0 because our z is missing, and we have 3. We have 2, 4, 3, and 17. Again, if you want to draw the line to separate your coefficients from your constants, you can. Is it really necessary?
Yes.
It's not. Okay, this time you're looking for x equals, y equals, and z equals. Okay, I'm going to go to my handy dandy calculator. Second plus 712. Again, if you don't want to reset, you don't have to. I just choose to. Second matrix, I'm going to arrow twice to the right. I'm going to edit, and this time I have a 3 by 4, and I'm going to input the values. 4, -3, 5, -13, 1, 3, 0, 3, 2, 4, 3, 17. Okay, after I input my values, I'm going to close out because I'm done editing, right? So we're done editing, so we're going to close out by pressing second mode. Now I'm going to go back to my matrix window to calculate. So second, x to the -1, arrow over, and I'm still going to go to RREF. If you don't want to go down, you can also scroll up to B. It's a little quicker. It's only 5 little hops up instead of 12 down. Rough. Yes. I'm going to go back to my matrix and get my beautiful 3 by 4 that I created. Press enter. And I get these said values. And I'm like, ooh, those aren't pretty. So what do? Math 1 or math enter. And I get little pretty fractions. So now we know that our x equals -57 over 7. Y equals 26 over 7. And z equals 43 over 7.
That's very easy.
Okay?
What is
How do you feel about matrices solving your system?
like extremely
We love this.
bueno. Like taco point.
Do you see why I make it the last thing we do? All right. That's it, guys.